Good night, greetings everybody. We are G-Syndicate, and tonight is vibes as we syndicate you vibes, you know. You're gonna be hearing some songs off our upcoming EP. Think it's gonna be nice. So right about now, we starting with this one. Ready to blow? So are you ready to go? So are you ready to go?
Yeah.
Oh, ready to blow, ready to blow. Oh, so let me go. Ready to blow, start up the show. Get on the floor, let's go, let's go.
Are you there?
Ready to blow, start up the show.
Yeah, just give me a couple minutes.
It's time to start.
Just give me a few minutes.
Sometimes we be getting dirty. This time we're starting this thing right. Hey, so just kick off your shoes. There's no time to feel the blues. So baby, we gonna do our thing tonight. Oh, leave the work at home, leave the stress alone. Toss away your worries. Ain't got no time for that, baby. Now you got the chance. Lose your fears, just dance. We're gonna rock this party. Just raise your hands if you're ready.
Ready to blow, start up the show. Get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show. Get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show. Get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show. Get on the floor, let's go.
It's time for you to be free. Let's just enjoy the party tonight. We just gonna ease our mind. So just think about the world, 'cause we're not gonna stop at all, and we're just leaving all our fears behind. So leave the work at home, leave the stress alone, toss away your worries. Ain't got no time for that, baby. Now you got the chance. Lose your fear, just dance. We're gonna rock this party. Just raise your hands if you're ready.
Ready to blow, start up the show. Get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show. Get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show. Get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show. Get on the floor, let's go.
Let the music take control. Let it seep into your soul. When the bass line starts pulsating, feel the stress evaporate. Let it creep into your mind. There could be no better time to get on the floor, 'cause we're just ready to blow. Ready to blow, start up the show. Ladies and gentlemen, Mark on the trombone.
Start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show. Get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show. Get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show. Get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show. Get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show. Get on the floor, let's go, let's go.
Give it up for Mark, y'all.
Get on the floor, let's go.
So let me go.
Ready to blow, start up the show. Get on the floor, let's go, let's go.
Ready to blow.
Ready to blow, start up the show. Get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show. Get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show. Get on the floor, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show. Get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show. Get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show. Get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show. Get on the floor, let's go.
Yes, folks, good night one more time. We are G-Syndicate. This next song we're going to do for you, you can find it on our upcoming EP called Revive. We released it last year, and we're ready to rock. This one is called Chemistry.
Hey girl. Hey girl. Hey melanin dripping, sweet Cody honey bar, good looking. The way how you moving, put me in a mood, I'm glad to see you. Your waistline on the baseline, so attractive, I wanna be a captive. I see a smile on your face now, so beautiful, I know you're original.
So come wind up on me. I wanna see if you got good chemistry. And come push back for me. Don't hold back, girl, just be free. No, you're not son, show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. That's my baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, cause we're still grooving. No, you're not son, show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. That's my baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, cause we're still grooving. We're still grooving. We're still grooving. We're still grooving.
Come talk to me, girl. Classy and intelligent, and you run the world. Let me say face to face. Know you feel the tension, just had to mention. Your brown eyes, shining bright, so gorgeous and glowing like sunlight. I hear your voice, angelic highs, so amazing. I wanna keep this going.
So come wind up on me. I wanna see if you got good chemistry. And come push back for me. Don't hold back, girl, just be free. I know you're not son, show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, cause it's still grooving. I know you're not son, show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, cause it's still grooving. Still grooving. Still grooving. Still grooving.
Hey, girl, I wanna take you home with me.
And hey, girl, show you good energy, yeah.
Hey, girl, I wanna treat you right, you see, you see, you see.
Hey, girl, just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
Just the two of us. Building castles in the sky, just the two of us. You and I. What you won't do for love. You try everything, but you won't give up. What you won't do for love. You try everything, but you won't give up. So come wind up on me. I wanna see if you got good chemistry. And come push back on me. Don't hold back, girl, just be free. No, you're not son, show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance with me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, come and still grooving. I know you're not son, show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance with me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, come and still grooving. I know you're not son, show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance with me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, we're still moving. I know you're not son, show off, show off. You have my attention, and dance with me, baby. Step out, step out. Just keep it moving, cause we're still grooving. We're still grooving. Still grooving. Still grooving. Yeah.
The next selection is entitled Englishman in New York, a song made famous by Sting in the 80s. Hope you enjoy.
I don't drink coffee, I drink tea mate. I like my toaster on one side. You can hear it in my accent when I talk. I'm an Englishman in New York. See me walking down Fifth Avenue, a walking king here at my side. I take it everywhere I walk. I'm an Englishman in New York. Oh, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. Oh, I'm an alien. I'm a
legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York.
If manners make it man, as someone said, he's a hero of the day. It takes a man to suffer ignorance and smile. Be yourself, no matter what they say.
Oh, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York.
Englishman in New York.
Oh, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. Modesty's propriety can lead to notoriety. You could end up as the only one. Gentleness, sobriety, all rare in this society. At night a candle's brighter than the sun. In New York, concrete jungle where dreams are made of. There's nothing you can do. In New York,
Takes more than combat gear to make a man. Takes more than a license for a gun. Confront your enemies, avoid them when you can. A gentleman will walk but never run. If manners make it man, and someone said he's a hero of the day. It takes a man to suffer ignorance and strive. Be yourself, no matter what they say.
We know you sing at home.
Oh, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. Oh, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York.
Englishman in New York City.
I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York.
Englishman in New York.
Oh, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York.
Now, growing up in the 90s, I would have loved these songs. I'm sure those of you that know them will love them as well. So we got two songs coming up for you. We got I Wanna Know by Joe and Someone to Love by John B. and Babyface. Hope you guys enjoy.
It's amazing how you knock me off my feet. Every time you come around me, I get weak. Oh. Nobody ever made me feel this way. No. You kiss my lips and then you take my breath away. So I wanna know what turns you on. Yeah, I wanna know. So I can be all that and more. And I'd like to know what makes you cry. Oh, so I can be the one to always make you smile. Girl, he never understood what you were with. No. And he never took the time to make it worse.
More loving girl.
Baby, I'm the kind of man who shows consent. Yes, I do. Any way that I can please you, let me learn. So I wanna know what turns you on. Yeah, and I wanna know so I can be all that and more. And I'd like to know.
Warning. What you are about to hear goes against traditional romantic counsel expressed by friends, family, and Instagram memes and quotes. Open-mindedness is advised.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, and welcome to another edition of the Senate Podcast. I am your host, Neil, joined as always by my brother from another mother, and your host, Derek.
Hail, hail, hail.
And together, we are here with another edition of the Senate Podcast. My brother, how is everything? That's right. How is everything? How's it going? Talk to me.
Man, I'm all right. I can't shout. I'm here bracing for the weather. Hopefully we'll come out, on the other side and not too affected. But yeah, man, I can't shout at all. Good workout in the gym, so that's always good. Yeah, man, what's going on with you?
Man, I am here, one day at a time. Today was better than yesterday, or not as bad as yesterday. So taking them as they come. Other than that, we are here to do the Lord's work. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, before we get to that, now you would have seen some young men singing, sitting down together, singing sweetly, harmonizing, using nothing but their mouths. Derek, talk to me and let me know. Well, let the people know, because I'm well aware. Right? Let the people know what that is all about. Obviously, they know about G-Syndicate by now. If you don't, I don't know what to tell you. But just let everybody know what that is about and, where they can find that piece of content in its entirety.
Yeah, man, that is our virtual show, so you can check that out on YouTube. G-Syndicate 6. Look for us there. Give us a subscribe as well. You can check us out on Facebook also, G-Syndicate 6, and on Twitter, G-Syndicate 6. You can check us out at gsyndicate6.com. And also on Instagram, G-Syndicate 6. The only difference here is that you got to spell out the 6. Shout out to you guys, Kiamal, Waden, Mark, Brett, and Hugh. Finish up a nice little studio session last night. It was pretty good. So we're a new project we're working on. So that's always good stuff to do,
Yep. Right. So check out G-Syndicate. Check out their recent shout out to Reed, shout out Kevin, shout out Priya. Yes, Kevin, you're first. But yeah. So check out G-Syndicate. Check out that piece of content. It was a good very good concert. It was great to work on it. And now, as you know, you are indeed watching the Senate Podcast. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Just like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit notification bell. We do content for you 5 days a week. Krista is here for a few. Glad you could join us. Tallies. Can't call you Mrs. Codrington, no. But yes, you're watching the Senate Podcast. We do content for you 5 days a week. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we do a shortened version of the Senate Podcast. Every Tuesday and Thursday, we come here, we talk the things in the live streams, 8 p.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays, Barbados time. Now, as you know, every Tuesdays and Thursdays before the Senate Podcast goes live, Derek would usually go on our social media pages, particularly Facebook. You can give a like, a subscription, or a follow on Facebook, the Senate Podcast. And Derek would go on that page and he would let everybody know what we are talking about and kind of give you a little prep for what's coming down for the next episode. This is no different. The title of this episode is Beauty is Skin Deep. Beauty is Skin Deep. Now, Derek, you would have obviously had a subcategory there where it speaks about how important is physical attractiveness in securing relationships, particularly with the opposite sex. So, lead us in sermon, my brother.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna attempt to do that now. Big ups to all the people in the house. It's always good to be here and to do this stuff and give you my thoughts, and then you come and react to them, and we chop it up and get you guys input as well, right? So, yeah, man. That's where we at right now. So, here we go. Swipe left, swipe right, right? That is the new way of dating. Even Bajans on these 166 square miles are on dating apps like Tinder and Bumble, right? The match group has been able to translate physical attractiveness and the swipe left, swipe right method of selection to a total net worth of, in the region of, $30 billion, right? I think that deserves a oh my God, I believe. Right? Now, since the inception of Tinder, right, the number of men who don't get sex has tripled in the last 10 years. I think we got a graphic that kind of highlights that, right, Neil?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Just give me a second. Let me get it on screen for you real quick.
So you'll be able to see exactly what the spike in the numbers I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, you're on screen there.
Good. Now, I was once of the belief that just being a nice guy would be enough to make me successful with the opposite sex. And I'm sure many of you are of that belief as well, right? Men and women, I'm sure some of the women thought that just being a nice lady would be enough to give them success with the guys, right? And then these days, we like to think that we are also evolved and physical attractiveness doesn't play a huge role in our dating and mating choices, right? We like to think that strength of character, integrity, conscientiousness are the things that make us more attractive to the opposite sex, right? Unfortunately, life has disabused me of that notion, and I've come to realize that it couldn't be further from the truth, right? In 2022, social interaction is more limited than at any other point in human history due to things like the ironically named social media and the Me Too movement, right? Because we call it social media, but we spend more time in our phones than being social, right? Men are now afraid to approach women for fear of being labeled as a pervert. We saw the guy in the gym. I don't know if y'all guys saw the clip of the guy in the gym. This lady, she was taking off her shirt on the gym floor, posing in front of the mirror, and then tried to make it seem as if the guy behind her was checking her out and stuff like that. And it was clear to everybody that that wasn't the case, right?
Mm-hmm.
So men are afraid to approach for fear of being labeled as a pervert or accused of sexual harassment, right? These days, because of the infamous DM, women now have access to men that in times past would only have been a figment of their imagination, right? I mean, shoot, a woman could slide in Drake DMs right now, right? Pick up your phone while you listen to me and slide in Drake DMs right now, right? This means that men now have less of an opportunity to prove to a woman that there's more to him than looks, or lack thereof, and that he is indeed a worthy partner to her, right? Before time, you had to kind of prove yourself, and you had the opportunity to do that. You know, I could do X, Y, Z for you. You know, give me an opportunity, or I am the president of the guild at UE, or you could do things to kind of bump up your status with the woman, right? But these days, not so much, right? So we can take a watch of a video from Chris Williams, a very interesting video, and he and another guy, they're having a discussion about the impact of physical attraction, physical attractiveness. And we're going to talk. We can come back after that, and we can have a look and a discussion of what they said, right?
Yep. So let's get into it.
Women are and men are now looking at their potential mate through the lens of looks. Whereas before, you might not think someone is attractive until there's some sort of action that makes them attractive. Whether that's someone in your class or someone you go to the gym with or whatever, that interaction is what makes them attractive. And then you're looking at someone who, if you saw their Tinder profile or if you saw their Hinge profile, you would not have swiped. So maybe that's occurring less, potential mates. Like, you just had on a guest who said that the worst quality to look for a long-term relationship is looks.
Conventional attractiveness, yeah.
And that is exactly what people are looking at when they get these apps.
Well, I think that this probably explains a big chunk of why relationships are now increasingly short. And this is something that people don't necessarily see. So it's easy to say there is now a global sexual marketplace. Anybody with an Instagram account or a Tinder account can basically be in the entire world's sexual marketplace, right? They can be dating somebody in Guatemala or Bali or Germany or wherever they want. And therefore, that means that people are mate switching more easily because the friction of doing that is lower, and because the number of competitors for whoever your mate is significantly higher now, and that women will lily pad from one guy to one guy, from one Chad to one Chad to the next one. Now, the thing that Seth Stevens-Davidowitz said that was really interesting is that the algorithms can predict what you're going to click on unbelievably well. They will be able to predict with like insane accuracy whether you'll swipe left or right on someone, and the algorithms can do basically nothing to work out whether or not you'll have long-term happiness and whether a relationship will last long-term. So, for the people that didn't see the episode, the things that are most often used as cues for whether or not someone will swipe right or left are things like height, conventional attractiveness, wealth level, and job. Right? Those are some of the most common things that are used. These have basically zero correlation with whether or not a relationship is happy long term. Those things were psychological stability, conscientiousness, a growth mindset, a bunch of other things, none of which can be displayed on a Tinder profile.
Right. The guys would have said that physical attractiveness is like the worst thing to choose your partner on, right? Now, we all know, folks, that there's a big difference between a man sleeping with a woman and him giving that woman his non-sexual attention. There's a huge difference, a massive gulf between those two things, right? We know, if you've been here long enough and you've been listening to us long enough, we know that men will sleep down before they go without getting some action. So now the average Joe in the street stands even less of a chance of getting with the average Jane because she has had access to a top level guy, right? It matters not that she was the last call before the Jergens. All that matters is she had a night with this guy, right? And again, as I said, some of you could reach out and touch Dre right now, right? If you want to. So this now means because the playing field is opened up. This now means that physical attractiveness is more of a determining factor than ever before, right? You with me?
Yeah, I hear.
A long time ago in Bethlehem, right? Sprite had an ad that said, image is nothing, right? Thirst is everything, right? Grant Hill sticking up on the front, no, not Grant Hill, another youngster, sticking up on the front of a rim, right? I say image is nothing. I am here to tell you guys otherwise. When it comes to dating, image is everything. And here's the thing. It is even more so for black women, right? So let me start dropping some bombs here. Attraction is not a choice. Let me repeat that. Attraction is not a choice. Men and women, I'm not just coming at you women tonight because you know how it goes. Men and women are biologically hardwired to be drawn to the same physical attributes, generally speaking. Right? Don't come at me and give me the outliers. Generally speaking, let me see, you got 10%, they talk 10%, bottom at least 80, in the middle 80% of people can look at the same things, right? We all know, folks, that men want women who are physically attractive first and foremost. What we fail to acknowledge or admit is that women also want men who are physically attractive, right? We know that men are looking for breasts, hips, legs, back sides. We know this. We know this. This isn't groundbreaking knowledge I'm sharing here, right? This is why we see women spending thousands on BBLs and other cosmetic surgeries, right? You see them in the airport coming back from Atlanta, everybody in the wheelchair, right? Body going to get on the knife. And don't be fooled, right? Ladies and gents, do not be fooled that these women are doing this for themselves, right? They're very much doing it in order to catch men's attention. We know this to be true because if the men were not paying attention, these women are not going under the knife, right? On the other side, we always hear that women usually want a man that is tall, dark, and handsome, right? Especially in the younger years. Both genders, I'm coming up, men and women tonight. I'm an equal opportunity offender tonight. Both genders tend to only accept less in physical attractiveness after they've gotten older, had a few bad experiences, and now they have less options available to them right? Studies have shown that black women in particular consider physical appearance first and foremost before other internal characteristics, right? These are known facts, but don't believe me because I know you always come for me when you hear things that you don't really like. So let's check out what the professional matchmakers had to say. So we can look at an article in Essence magazine, right? This article is entitled, "Why is it so hard for black women to find the love they deserve?" And it says, we asked 2 black women helping other sisters find love what's really going on with the dating scene. We always hear how the dating pool got be in it, right? I watched a piece of content the other day. A woman said it had mustard colored piss in the dating pool. Not just piss, just normal piss. Mustard. You know, some real dehydration there, right? Mustard colored piss in the dating pool. You ready for me, Neil?
Yeah.
So it says, there are no good men available. I can't take these guys seriously. They don't want the same things that I do. Sound familiar? They're the responses you'll hear from any single woman who's actively hunting for real love when you ask what the dating scene is like in her town. And this is an article from the US, Essence magazine, and we've heard those things right here in good old Bimsha, right? We hear black women in particular express concern time and time again over the lack of quality men in their local dating pools. But is that the real reason so many sisters are still unhappily single in their 30s and beyond? Could there be other factors? On our hunt for answers, we called on professional matchmakers Kelly Fisher and Tana Gilmore, who together make up professional agency The Matchmaking Duo. The ladies consider themselves heart hunters with an excellent success rate. Find out what they had to say about their black female clients' biggest obstacles, desires, and successes, right? So Essence asks, what type of clients do you serve? You still with me, Neil?
Yes, sir. Right here.
All right. Kelly Fisher says, we're open to working with both male and female clients, but we've really had a flood of black women coming to us. Very successful professional black women. That applies to many of the ladies in our very own chat, right? Successful professional black women. They've been very successful in their careers, but have had real challenges meeting a counterpart. Some of them haven't been on a date in 2 or 3 years. Whew.
Good gravy.
Yeah. So, why do these black women feel they haven't been on any dates? They feel like they are not, this is Tana Gilmore now, they feel like there are not enough quality men to go around in one place, or there's no one particular place to meet men of color. We've heard this before. We did a show a couple of weeks ago. Kendra G and Rebecca Lynn Pope, they sat down to discuss the shortage of black men, of good black men. And the feeling is that there are not enough of them. That men don't usually court you anymore, and technology prohibits good old-fashioned conversation. Yes, technology, what they're really talking about, social media, cell phones. People out on dates, done with the cell phone, right? WhatsApping and stuff like that. Men are very quick to text these women or use social media instead of just picking up the phone. They also feel like it's hard to meet men on their level who they feel are still down to earth. We've both discovered that they typically feel that when they meet affluent men of color, they appear to be above them. These are the things we talk about, right? Fisher says, and yes, and those men have so many choices that they're not paying much attention to trying to settle down. And if they want to go and meet a regular, everyday, hardworking man, for some reason, these women feel those men are inferior to them. Excuse me. So no matter what they feel like, they're in a really tough place. Do you feel their concerns are a reality? Are eligible black men really that picky? Before they answer, let me answer and say, yes, when black men are looking to get long-term relationships or marriage, they are indeed very picky. The standard goes up. If you just look into Lash and Dash, as one of our contributors would say, not so much, right? But Fisher says, we continue to hear the same complaints all the time from black women across the country, so there is some validity to it. We found that the black women are looking for more of that old-fashioned type of courting, whereas women of other races are being more aggressive. I think maybe if we as black women start to try and meet somewhere in the middle, adjust the way we approach black men and kind of push ourselves into that same pool, it will help. So we've been trying to reposition these women and work on reprogramming. Right? This is very, very interesting stuff. Well, for those of you who are interested in this kind of thing. But you're here listening to this, so I assume you are, right? Do you feel black women and men are too particular when it comes to potential dating candidates? Fisher says, we found that as opposed to the white clients that we've had, pay attention, folks, black women are usually looking for physical attributes first. Let me read that again. We found that as opposed to the white clients that we've had, black women are usually looking for physical attributes first. And if you go back to the video that we just showed you, they said on the video that those are the worst qualities on which to pick your partner. So you see the problem. We look for someone who is attractive to us, and then we pick up on his hobbies, interests, and values. That is a very interesting point. We look for someone who's attractive to us, and then we pick up on his hobbies, interests, and values. You know what that really sounds like, folks? That curse word that y'all don't like to hear. But when you pick up on a man's hobbies, interests, and values, you're really and truly doing what? So, well, let me not call that word a curse word on ear, right? Whereas white clients are looking for the reverse first. What kind of job does he have? Is he going to be able to provide? Then they circle back. And by circle back, they mean circle back to the physical attributes, right? Let me skip one for you, Neil, and go to this question. Do black women have realistic dating pool expectations? Gilmore says, you got that one?
Expectations, hold on a minute. Yeah, I got it here on screen.
We have clients that have a long laundry list of requirements. 6'4" with a PhD, never been married, no children, in his late 30s or early 40s. And a lot of times we then ask them, well, what are you bringing to the table? This is two women, right? Please, there's two women. Don't come for me, don't come for Neil. These are two women that Essence.com is interviewing, right? When you ask them, what are you bringing to the table? And the answer is nowhere near all that. Why would you expect someone to have more than what you're offering? Skip one again, Neil, and go to what Gilmore says. She says, we're the first ones to look at men's bodies and how attractive they are, whereas our white clients have a long list of requirements of things like character and integrity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's the scripture for tonight, right? So you see where we are, right? You see where we are, folks. So when I said that it was physical appearance was important to black women, I am making it up, right? This is the observable realities of Kelly Fisher and Tana Gilmore, right? Two very experienced matchmakers still operating today. That article was from 2015. They're still operating today, right? Got a show on. We're doing a dating show on one of these TV show programs. Real Love something or other. You know, it is one of them, right? So, gentlemen, physical appearance is more important to black women than other races of women. So if you want to get with black women, gentlemen, it's important that you look good. Let me repeat myself. If you want to get with black women, gentlemen, it is important that you look good. Can you attract women at first sight? We talk about love at first sight. There's a reason we talk about love at first sight. Because in physical attractiveness is very, very important, right? We saw the video a few weeks ago, the lady who rejected the nuclear physicist on the online dating show, the Pineapple Show. And there's a clip from that very same show, another clip from that very same show for a guy who got rejected on this very same show because he asked another young lady about, get this, her long-term plans. And he got rejected, right?
Interesting.
Yeah, bruh. Yeah. So let me be very clear, right? Let me be clear. In the initial stages, gentlemen, women have very little interest in your personality, as bad as that sounds, right? So you're in your initial interactions with women, you have to be physically attractive. This in the if, ands, or buts about it. This isn't up for debate. You have to be physically attractive. So what does this mean for you, gents? I am here to help you tonight. So I'm going to help you, right? It helps if you're tall to start, right? There's a reason that we always hear the expression tall, dark, and handsome. But everybody isn't blessed to be 6'4". Sure, right? Yeah. All right.
Sorry, man.
So what can you do if you are not 6'4", right? I went to the doctor a couple of years ago, and the nurse listed me at 6'4", and I felt pretty good about myself. I'm ready for the league, you know.
Yeah. That mean I'm 6'6".
Yeah,
7. Yeah.
Then the doctor gets the file and he looks at it. He says, 6'4", and then he looks at me, 6'2". I rubs it up, right? This kind of brought me down a peg, but hey, I identify as 6'4", so I work with it.
Wait, hold on a minute. Aren't you the same height as John Stockton, listed at 6'5" in the NBA?
He's listed John Starks. He's listed at 6'4", 6'5" some years, and he and I are the same height. As a matter of fact, and let me send you that picture so you can get that on screen at some point, so that the people know that I lied.
Yep. He took a picture with John Starks, and they were the same height. So that means by John Starks now you're 6'4".
Yeah, exactly. And I'm working with that, right? As a matter of fact, now that I look at it, it might be a little taller than he is, but I'm going to send you that picture. You can put that on screen for me. That'd be awesome. So that these people know that, as I said, I lied. Right? One of the greatest Knicks ever. Right? Let's put it on screen. Let me see.
He ain't even top 20. Let me get Johnny here.
Yeah, put my guy on screen there.
A real Johnny. Anyhow, we're not gonna get into that. Anyhow, there's Derek and John Starks.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody who's now joining in. Hit the like button on the way in. That is the price of admission.
Me personally, Derek, you look taller than John Starks there.
I'm saying, you know what I mean?
Personally,
just putting that out there. Just putting that out there. Yes, Kevin, you are very right. Man, obviously a woman's looks first too, but I come into that in a minute. Hang on, against a long stroking. So hang on, right? As I said, I am an equal opportunity offender tonight. I'm not, well, I don't want you to get offended, but hey, just,
Strap in.
it might get a little rough for a couple of people, right? So if you are not blessed to be 6'4", gents, what can you do? Firstly, you will have to get yourself and keep yourself in shape. I say all the time, round is not a shape. Find a gym, left out a few drinks, and invest in a trainer to help you achieve your body goals. Why am I saying invest in a trainer? A trainer is going to offer you some accountability. Whew. Hear that word there, boy. Whew. Accountability. I know that's kryptonite for a lot of you. We don't let to hear about that, but a trainer is going to hold you accountable, ensure that you do, if it's 10 reps, that you do 10 reps. Plus, because you spent the money, the extra money with your trainer, not attempting to do it on yourself, by yourself, you don't invest it. You've put some skin in the game. You put for your money. You want to see results, so you're gonna work, right?
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to saying, you can just work out at home, or you can walk when they feel like, and then the day rain come down, you don't feel like doing anything, or left at home, you don't left, and then one day roll into 2 days, then 2 days roll into 3, then 3 roll into a week. Next thing you know, you home 2 weeks and you do nothing, right? So invest in a trainer and get moving, right, fellas? Second, dress your ass off, right? Now, I ain't saying you got to wear Michael Kors and Tom Ford. That's not what I'm saying, right? Because the reality is, if a woman is only going to rock with you because you rocking Michael Kors and Tom Ford, that ain't necessarily the woman that you want to be wrong anyway, right? But what I am saying, your clothes do have to be clean and fitting well, right? Back in the day, the old people tell you too big is a fit. That don't apply no more, right? Too big is not a fit. And certainly too small is not a fit, right? So get some clothes. They can treat them well, and they will serve you for a little while. They will last for a little while, right? Thirdly, gents, smell good, right? So you're in the gym, so you look good. You find a couple of clothes that you're rotating and keeping them well, and so they're fitting you well. You look good now in them clothes. I know you smell good, right? No, I ain't saying you gotta wear Issey Miyake or Perry Ellis, but at least wash your ass with soap and water, gents. Please. I use a good deodorant or antiperspirant, right? Left out the rasta oils, right? And save the fancy colognes for these special occasions, right? When you're going up on a day at night, come bust out the Issey Miyake then, right? My last bit of advice for you, gents, be well coiffed, right? Keep your hair and beard clean and trimmed. This is actually similar advice to what Sidney Poitier's character would have offered the students in his class in To Serve With Love. So again, props to that movie again, so you can watch that, right? Now, I don't want anybody to think that because they're saying to trim your hair and your beard, that I am hating of those of you who are not follically challenged like I am, right? This is not the case. I'm not hating on you. Nothing is wrong with big beards, locks, plaits, or even a big fro. But no woman, emphasis on no woman wants to be guessing if you have insects living off bits of food in your hair and beard.
Yeah.
So I'm going to recommend a weekly trim for you gentlemen, right? If you got locks, let it relock every now and then. You know what I mean? Wash your hair. Everything nice up, That's just a couple tips to give you a step towards improving your physical attractiveness towards the ladies. It's important. This is if you want to deal with the women, right? If you don't want to deal with women, you just walk home, and stroke it yourself. That's no problem. More luck to you, right? More power to you. Now, ladies, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but if you want to be more attractive to men, you will have to be more physically attractive. Yeah? So allow me to share some information with you that was in the Nation newspaper a few weeks ago. And if you think that these things don't impact your chances on the dating market, then you are sorely mistaken. Are you ready for me, Daniel?
Yes. You said the Daily Nation. So
Yeah, and shout out my mother who showed me this and say, you need to talk with this here.
Cold hard facts.
Yeah, the cold hard facts, right?
Yeah, the there and thereabouts.
And I got the fact, I can read it here, but it's important that you guys see it for yourselves, right? Diabetes affects between 18 and 24% of Barbadians, right? So we're talking between 1 in 5 and 1 in 4, right, Neil? If you mass correctish.
The massing.
Yeah. In 2019, there were 547 people with heart attacks. In the grand scheme of things, it's also 287,000. Who knows? Somebody could work with that percentage and tell me quick. The WHO, World Health Organization, predicts that by 2030, 86% of the Barbadian population will die from non-communicable diseases, and many prematurely, as in by age 70 or younger. Now, why is that a problem? We are in 2022, folks. 2030. I can still remember me and Neil running about at school. That feel like yesterday.
Yes,
we are going to blink, and 2030 is going to be here. Yeah? And it says by age 70 or younger, and many of you, under the sound of my voice, are already halfway to that 70 marker. 3 square years and 10, right? So, we already old. We ain't even middle age no more. So we past the halfway mark. We old, right? But this is the coup de grace, or the coup de grace. Right? 43% of adult women in Barbados are obese and 67% physically inactive. Yeah? Don't come for me. My mother bring this article and show me and tell me to let me know about this. 43. That is 4 and change out of every 10. Which means if men want physically attractive women, that means that we only got 6 out of 10 to choose from, right? And nearly 7 out of 10 physically inactive. Food pain does not qualify as that exercise for us. Yeah, that's for men and women. So, having said all that, I only have one piece of advice for the ladies, and it is one of the same points I had for the men. Round is not a shape. Ladies, you have to lose the weight. Take some of the money you'd spend on hair and makeup and invest in a personal trainer for the very same reasons that I asked the men to do the same thing. You invest, you put your money in it, you want to see results for your money. Yeah? Or if you don't want to spend that money, book an appointment at Critch Law to help you achieve your body goals and get access to the man/men that you want, right? And I say that in all seriousness, I am not joking, right? If you think it's too much work to hit the gym, but you still want access to men's attention, then you'll need to spend the money and make that investment. I like to provide real world practical solutions to things, right? Unfortunately, you'll probably have to keep making that investment if you don't change your approach to diet and exercise. The funny part of it is, depending on how much you weigh, Great Show may tell you to lose some pounds before you come back. That's interesting, ain't it? Also consider, ladies, assortative mating is a real thing. We talked about this before, right? So let me just give you a definition quick and then put it up for me to put it on screen. Assortative mating in human genetics is a form of non-random mating in which pair bonds are established on the basis of phenotype, observable characteristics. For example, a person may choose a mate according to religious, cultural, or ethnic preferences, professional interests, or physical traits. A person may choose a mate according to religious, cultural, ethnic preferences, professional interests, or physical traits. So if you want a man that's slim and trim, ladies, guess what? You can go and match that man. So you can go and find a way to get that done, right? The harsh reality is, ladies, men like physically attractive women, and there's no amount of shaming tactics, insult, or guilt trips that will make men en masse like overweight and obese women. That's just what it is, right? If you want to have a foot in the door with the men you want, ladies, drop the weight. I could offer more advice, but I'll leave it at that for now, Neil, because I do not want to be accused of telling women what to do and all the other is that people just call me, right? Folks, physical attractiveness is paramount to both men and women. I hope that I have made that clear tonight, and that somebody don't come flying at me telling me how I bad talking women, right? Let the record show that I have given more advice to men than women. Good.
You didn't make any more though.
That's true. These days, right, we want to believe that it's only what is on the inside that matters. It's all about love. You hear girl Jada Pinkett talk about that. Oh, it's all about love, and this is next scene third. Until you see August has seen him take off his shirt. And pants and send a picture of he in a boxer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we all want to believe that it's what is on the inside that matters, but deep down we really know better, right? What matters on the inside comes later, further on up the road, Bobby Blue Bland, right? We eat with our eyes first. And if the object of our desire doesn't catch our eyes, we simply won't eat it. And that's all pun intended.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are indeed watching the Senate podcast. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit notification bell so you don't miss anything. Tonight, y'all watching, y'all enjoying or not enjoying what we're putting down. Give us a like, give us a subscription if you haven't done that before. Give us a dislike if you think we're talking foolishness. That's all right too. But yeah, we want to build this community and get to talking to things. Now, I find this very interesting, Derek, for a myriad of reasons, right? I when I was a younger man, right? You talk about old, I know you talk about. I halfway, brother. Got time. Anyhow, in all seriousness, when I was when I was a boy, I used to hear things like, it's love at first sight, and beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and it was inside that matters, right? And you would watch.
It does, but not at first.
Exactly, right? And it used to, used to watch these movies, etc., etc., and you would see boy meets girl. They fall in love at first sight, going on the road happily ever after, right? And I used to wonder, what kind of man that is, what kind of woman that is, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Obviously, I didn't know what I knew today about how people are, but I was just wondering things like, you don't know if that person snores at night, you don't know anything about this person, right? But you hit your wagon to this. I was watching as I say recently, I've been watching some older movies, and I was watching a movie. Can't remember where it was. Was it? Can't remember, but it was same thing. Love at first sight. My mom said, "Oh, gone with the wind again." When my mom said, "Loves you," never seen a boy beautiful you. I want you. Back in that times, my mom said, "Propose, married, quick, fast, in a hurry." But in all seriousness, I think that everything you said is right. I think that there are some of us that are blessed with certain physical attributes. And of course, there are always things that are in demand. For example, you're a dark skinned man, bald head, you know what I mean? You could grow a beard over 6 foot. Some women like that. Some women like red skinned men. And I see Kevin. Kevin made showed up. Kevin, mama, my Kevin. Huh? He was talking about that all the training you talking about, it can't make he 6'4".
It can't, but
But
it does knock off. It can't be short and fat.
yeah,
Just say.
yeah. And I think that's exactly the point, right? I think we have dipsy doodle this thing into thinking that we are not attracted to people physically. Like, I've heard some people say they don't have a type, and that's fine. You don't have a type, you don't have a type. But at some point, or when you see someone, you will be physically attracted to that person. Yes, there are certain things that matter, right? There are things like how much money you make, what is your job description, all of these things matter too. But it is also important to recognize that everybody eats with their eyes first. You want a dog in the fight, you want a horse in the race, make sure that you are presenting the best version of you physically, right? I like the advice you give that round is not a shape, man, get in the gym. I saw Lee, shout out Lee. Lee was saying, and good night to everybody else too. I see some new names in there as well. Thank you so very much for joining us. Keep commenting, keep the conversation going. We can get to that eventually. But
Yeah.
I saw Lee was talking about that we men in the Caribbean particularly like fat women. Now, let us be clear. Our if you want to call it fat index for Caribbean women is not what is the international standard, right? So, if a woman, I've dated women 160, 170 pounds, look real good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In terms of the shape, the figure, etc. Obviously, if you put them against the women that walk in the catwalks in Milan and that sort of thing, that are like 95, 96 pounds at 5'10", then obviously there'd be a disparity, right? But
Yeah.
there is something to be said for the physical attractiveness of someone. I think that is very important because that's what can help you get in the door. Now, obviously, you can look at other things. For me personally, yes, I do look at the physical traits of a woman, but then I also look at, if she can have a conversation. You know what I mean? How does she carry herself? You know what I mean?
But again, that's something that comes
secondary.
later.
Yeah, that comes secondary. Comes secondary, and it's not to say that you can not necessarily find somebody physically attractive, but you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of passive because sometimes you interact with people. I don't know if this happened to you, but you've interacted with women before. It's not that you don't find them attractive. It's just that you're not thinking about that. You interacted with this person. This person has qualities and traits that you like. And then you start to say, I like how this person moves and speaks and whatever. And then you look at the person and say, oh, but she's, I never realized she was so beautiful or anything like that. I don't know if that's ever happened to you. That can happen. But I think by and large, there is something to be said with the presentation, because I think ultimately this comes down to what you present to the public, right?
Yep.
And there is something for dressing your size. There is something dressing for your age. There is something dressing for the right occasion. We spoke about this before about the man going with his woman to the central bank Christmas party that she is attending, and she bringing him as a plus one, and he has an ill-fitting suit. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
grease on the fingernails, and and get a haircut or shave. There is something to be said for that. It's all about presentation. As much as people don't like to think that's about presentation, yes, we understand it's about what inside. That matters. Ultimately, that matters. But you're not going to see that if like you see me across the room or you see me wherever you see me, you ain't going to see my intelligence. You're not going to see my heart, my kindness. You're not going to see these things in the lineup, Massey. You can see me standing up there, and you can determine, all right, this man look good, right? Let me ask a question, let me ask a name, or just form a little conversation or whatever. So it is very important for us to present the best version of us in every way possible physically, right? And and the thing is, it is, and I know a lot of people, a lot of women get on men for saying, oh, you're telling us how to dress and how to wear and what to wear and this and that next. No, we're not. Well, Derek and myself, we're not telling you what to wear. We're not telling you what to do. We are telling you simply that if you want to attract the man that you want, you are going to have to consider your appearance. And you will have to consider how you are put together, right? You may have a great fashion sense. You may be slim, trim, and always in the gym. You may be well put together, or you may have to acknowledge that you have some work to do, whether it is to do with discernment of what, when, and where to wear certain clothing, or how you dress and what you eat, and how you look in terms of your shape and everything like that. Recently, yeah, let me leave that out. But yeah, it is very important that we present the best thing. You see that smelling good thing? That's important. You see, making sure that you are clean, that is important, right? Knowing when and where and how to me, if I'm dating a woman, it is important for me that she dresses appropriately for the occasion. When I say dress appropriately, I'm not necessarily saying that she can't wear something short or she can't wear something tight or she can wear what, but I don't want her to be wearing something where she pulling down and pushing up, and she pulling down and pushing cross and scotching, and the shoes too small, or you know what I mean, like she dressing and
She comfortable in the clothes.
yeah, well, I mean, that's something to be said for that. But it is very important, and I talk about women in this little soliloquy that I'm doing, but it's very important to talk about the men. Right? A lot of men still, we are men over 40, got some men over 40 that are dressing like they're still 16 and 17. Right? I know there are some trends that come up, gentlemen, that you can take up, and they got some that you got left. Skinny jeans to a point. As
Come
you
on,
wear,
man. Come on, man.
you
Come
can,
on, man. Don't like skinny jeans, man. Come
but
on.
hey, man, I bought a pair of skinny jeans earlier this year, man.
God damn
Fantastic.
it.
But
Swag.
but God damn it. But there's one thing to be said for skinny jeans and jeans where you can't even walk. You walking, you waddling. You know what I mean? There's something to be said for shirts that are too small or too big, depending on what that is. Like you look like you got on your little brother shirt or your son shirt,
Yeah.
or it look like you got on, you know, like when you're small and you got on your big brother.
Big brother clothes, he
Yeah,
hand me downs.
hand me downs, right? There is something to be said for that. Wearing sneakers to occasions where you don't need sneakers, or
Uh-huh.
there's nothing wrong with wearing sneakers to certain occasions once it fits the ensemble and you're going for trendy. But invest in a wardrobe of clothes that you can kind of mix and match and wear in various occasions. You understand what I mean? I ain't telling you not to not express yourself. Express yourself. Do that. I'm not telling you to do that. If you want to be trendy, you can do that. But don't try to dress like a 19-year-old or 18-year-old wearing the fashions and the trends and stuff like that they're wearing. When you look like me with the gray hair.
My mother was saying, must dress like lamb.
You understand? So, and also to consider, if you are a man of mid 30s, early 30s, 40s, whatever, and you dress like an 18, 19, 20-year-old, what kind of women you trying to attract?
Yep.
You understand? No, I have had the privilege to date a cross section of women in terms of age, and because of my style, I find it is almost. I see Kevin just said it. Timeless pieces, right? You can't go wrong with a solid color shirt. Get you a solid t-shirt.
Solid color jeans. Solid color plus slacks.
Yep. Get you a black jeans.
Flat fronts.
Yep.
Please, no pleats up, guys.
Yep. No pleats. We pleats. Yeah.
It's over 20 years now.
Yeah. Cutting cheese, right? Like, they tell you certain things, get you a nice fitting suit. But if you're talking about walking about styles, right? Get you something that accentuates your body. Dress to fit your size. Don't, and this is very important because I had to learn this when I was younger. Do not wear sizes that you hope to fit into or you hope to come down from. You know what I mean? Like you're wearing a medium shirt, but you're really, you're a little obese. Or you got, you know what I mean? Or you trying to put on size. So you say, I wearing a medium now, I trying to get this extra large. You buying this extra large. I read a piece of content somewhere that said years ago, dress for the size you are today. If you lose weight, you could change your styles. If you gain weight, whatever your goal is, once you get that, you meet that, you could do what you want. Like get you. Listen, you can't. I went to. I can tell out my secret here now. I went to Upbeat. Upbeat got some t-shirts there, so right, some nice slim fitting t-shirts, right? Cotton. I get me a gray, a white, and a black.
Can't go wrong with that.
Solid black. Can't go wrong with that. I buy a black jeans. I got well, I like khaki, and I got a pair like blue jeans. Right? Can't go wrong with those. Those are fundamental stuff. Get you a nice pair of shoes, brown, black, whatever. If you get sneakers, get you a black on white. Get you whatever sneaker you want. Right? You could be trendy. Find things that fit your style. Right? But stop dressing like you still at UE. Start dressing like you still in school, at BCC. You know what I mean? Like if you're but hold on now. It's very clear before you continue. This is only if you want to be in the marketplace.
Yeah.
For the partner you want. If you ain't interested in that, so if you got your woman already and she like your style and fashion, don't listen to me, But we know if you got your man already and your man like how you dress, don't listen to me, Your man like you with the extra pounds or he like you too thin or it don't matter. We are speaking about people on the market. You want to present the best version of you when you will go. However that looks for you, however that works for you. We're not telling you to definitely wear this and this can improve your success in landing a woman or a man. That's not what we're saying. However, you gotta look the part. Whatever that part look like for you. You gotta smell the part. Whatever that part look like for you. Your hair gotta be in a certain particular form and fashion. Right? I am not gonna go and say things like because I know a lot of men may come and say, oh, talk about the fake hair, talk about the fake nails, talk about the makeup, talk about the fake eyelashes or whatever. I am not gonna get into that simply because while men and mass don't necessarily like that, they got some men that don't mind it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if that's your thing, go and walk with God. But at the end, make sure that whenever you go, you present the best version of you. I remember Saturday we went out to we had the in-person Senate. And I decided, you know what? And I remember when I was leaving, when I got my Senate HQ, Mark asked me, where you going out after? Because I just felt like I felt like wearing my skinny jeans. I felt like wearing my fitted shirt with a nice print on it. I didn't feel like wearing
feel better, man.
Yeah, wearing my kicks, I was in all over black, like I was in a stealth mission.
4 years night.
4 years night, you know what I mean? Like I was about to break in some boy place. And I felt good within myself. No, I wasn't going nowhere. It's my clothes. And that's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Don't put down your clothes saying, I can keep this here for me. Wear your clothes here. Wear your clothes. So many clothes I had to throw away because I put down and say when I put on weight or when I lose weight or wear your clothes here. Wear your clothes. But yeah, that's the long and short of it for me. It's very important for you to present the best version of you, whatever that looks like, if you're looking to attract a man. Because as much as you may be a great person, you may be funny. Shoot, man, you might be. I see somebody mention here earlier, Philip. You's 5'8". Well, brother man, at 5'8".
Can't magically turn to 6 feet.
You can't magically turn to 6 feet. So you gotta make sure you're on point.
Other stuff.
You gotta make sure you're set down everywhere. Unless, and there's another thing too, right? Like money. If you got a lot of money, that helps.
Everything we say is God through the window.
That helps.
Got enough money.
That helps, right? Because if I pull up in a S series driving out to Sandy Lane, and I pull up, I get out and I tear up all this and that and the next, it don't matter. But most importantly, if you take nothing out of it, make sure that you dress for the market, so to speak. And I tell you, dress like what people want to see. Women talk, I want to see a man in polo and thing. If polo and you think don't wear polo. But you gotta look presentable. You got a dog in your race. And just because you over 6 feet, because you could be listening to this and 6'3", right? You might be well muscular or whatever. Still, there is something to be said for a presentation. It's what I would say. I've found in my years that there is something to be said for how you dress, how you carry yourself, how you smell. I pride myself on how I smell. I think, you know, I probably top 5 best smelling humans of all time. I pride myself, and it's just natural smell, and I pride myself on that. So make sure that you smell great, and make sure that you present the best self, best version of you for you and for the public.
Yeah, I like to think of it as dressing for the job you want, right? And I saw a tweet one time that said, looking like shit increases your chances of running into somebody you know by 90%, right? So just, carry yourself a certain way, look a certain way. That way you don't go worry. Because you can always dress down, right? You could dress down, but it's hard when you are fully, decked out and everything. You could dress down for the occasion, but if you go underdressed, it is as close to impossible to dress up to meet the mark. You know what I mean? So it's always better to be overdressed than underdressed. And yeah, dress for who you want. And the same thing applies on the other side for the ladies. Dress for who you want. If you want Pookie and Riri around the corner, you dress to attract them. But if you want the man that is a doctor, lawyer, bank manager, you gotta dress to attract them too. You know what I mean? That's all they're saying. And I see Lee made the point that you should still try to look your best even after you've met someone. Yeah, totally.
Oh yeah,
for sure. As a matter of fact, you should be trying to look your best for them. You know what I mean?
Should be more concentrated.
As opposed to saying, well, they got you already. So I remember I went to Calypso Tank some years ago, and the MC at the show, who happened to be the person running the tank, asked the audience after a few performances, "I want to let you show." And people said, "Will I let you show?" Man said, "No." He said, "I can't got one of money." So you really don't want to approach a relationship with that kind of perspective of, "Well, yeah, I care if we want to say you got here already." I think you're saying, once you're not comfortable being musty. If you got a man that comfortable being musty, and you with we should assume that you're a musty woman.
You like musty man.
You like musty men, so we're going to assume that you must. I say, and it goes the other way too. If you're comfortable with a musty woman, fellas, you must be a musty man. Let me dive in the chat a little bit here. Yeah, Nikita is saying he had on heels. I'm trying to remember what. Oh, Andy John starts saying that.
Saying it. Nah. John starts. Let me just be clear. The heights listed in the NBA are always skewed.
Always.
Right. So when you hear a man is 7 foot, that's already about 16. That's just what it is. So like in the NBA, it'll be 6'7". I love it.
Carry on and saying the skinny jeans makes me look taller. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
That's gaslighting, Carrie.
Yeah.
I just
come on, man. Don't be like that.
I'm just kidding. Having too much fun.
Yeah. Kevin is asking what you can do at 5'11". Yeah, we told you. Make yourself look as good as you can with what you have. You can't magically become 6'5". So lose the extra weight you're carrying. Make sure that you look in a certain way, wear the right clothes, smell good. You'll be all right. So round is a shape. No, it's not. Nikita, round is not a shape. Not for people, at least. We're past halfway. Yes, Ruben, good to see you again, my brother.
Yeah, man.
Rihanna says she ain't old.
All right, then, Rihanna be.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I will let you guys know that their classification of obesity may be skewed. Yeah, I know we like to hold on to that. But it's just a matter of bone density and stuff like that. People can see when you're fat, though.
I just saying a lot of this tips you don't learn about obesity, and you can tell.
Yeah, people can see when you're fat.
Yeah, people can see when you're fat. Again, we are not talking about, because we understand that this is something where a lot of people feel that they are fat, right? But in the grand scheme of things, they are not. We know I was fat though. We could right now picture somebody in our head that's fat.
Yep.
And I ain't talking about somebody that got an extra few pounds in the belly. We talking somebody that fat overall in their entire body.
We know this. So now let me try to hold on to the stuff that will allow us to, as you said, dipsy doodle. So we don't gotta be accountable. You know what I mean? We just keep it about, guys.
That's right.
Yeah.
Don't it? See, do.
Tango Falls. Everyone has a type. Some people's type is breathing. So true.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Make sure he's the best breather. Don't be a mouth breather.
OTP Tours. Thanks for tuning in. Good to see you.
Yep, thanks for joining.
Rihanna says physical attraction is always first. If a guy gets your attention, it's because you like how he looks, period. Everything else comes after. Correct. I'm glad to know that I am not, talking foolishness when the night comes. All right. Rihanna, I'm sorry us women scope y'all from head to toe. Hear that, fellas? Head to toe. This is where your shoes important too. That's a big tune. Yep. From hair to clothing to body to shoes to fingernails, if we close enough to teeth, we do an in-depth scan. Don't let women fool you. But you ain't fooling me, Rihanna. I am acutely aware where it is. Yep. I just want the other fellas to know. All right?
Yep.
Tango Fox, they're skinny jeans, and then they're wearing your sister's skinny jeans. Just saying facts. Timeless pieces that go from time to years, that can go from year to year, says Kevin. And being that old man in the club, whew, yeah, that ain't cool. Being the old man in the club. At some point, fellas, shout out to Jennifer Hoyt. Rest in peace, right? She used to say to me all the time, Marsha, you must gracefully surrender the things of youth. And I think sometimes we need to know when to let go of certain things.
You're going to butt work, yeah.
Yeah, you know, some two big jeans and that kind of shit. At some point we gotta let her go and start dressing like adults. Start dressing like the men we want to be and we want to be perceived as. Just saying. You dress for the job you want, dress for the stuff you want to achieve. You know what I mean? Apparently, Lee and Kevin are having a domestic issue. Kevin eating Lee snacks.
Amen.
Keep it off the public platform.
I'm not saying anything, man.
Yeah.
The Senate podcast is not responsible.
Yeah, I don't agree when you meet someone, you should still try to look your best. We agree with that.
Yep.
Ain't got to dress or look good for Pam, says Aston. Just saying. Yeah, and again, this is all advice for people who want to be out there in the dating market. If you like my Aston and you ain't looking for nobody that can be a Pam works for you, work it, brother. Just get the jerkins. Yeah. Lee says look good for yourself. Yeah, look good for yourself, but that definitely translates to the people who are. Here's the thing, right? No, you say look good for yourself. The market will dictate the price. The market will dictate the value. So for men, the market is the women. If women decide tomorrow that they like ready men because of Klay Thompson and Steph Curry, my day is done, It's over for me. You understand? Bless Michael Jordan, he bring me in.
Nah,
Dark
I think you cut. Nah, not only Michael, man. You got Melly. What do you Tay
Morris Chestnut.
Tia
Diggs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shamar Wells.
We had a time.
Yeah, but no, man. You wanna cover
the caramel side.
Yeah, but you covered, man. Especially with this demographic in here, you covered.
But
me,
Stephen and Clay, they're trying to bring back Red Man, I'll be sure. Right? I can tell you how I feel about you night and day. That's a big tune.
That's a broad tune.
So, just saying, yeah. So the market is determined by the people buying. So if women decide if women decide tomorrow they want men that's 5'6" with beards, me and Neil done.
Done and dusted.
Me and Neil done. Right?
Done and dusted.
On the flip side, though, ladies, the same way women determine what's valuable to them in men, men determine what is valuable to them in women. So when women say, hey, I want women that, slim and trim, nice and sexy and curvy, that's what you want to see. That's what it's going to be. And you can't come and tell the man, yeah, he's 300 pounds, but this is what you want. Nah, man, ain't ban it. They just ain't ban it. So it goes both ways, right? Once Austin says, I want to say comfy, and you don't care. Essentially, Lee says, once you're not comfortable being musty. Indeed, musty is uncomfortable for most people. I am acutely aware of a guy who was very comfortable in his mustiness, and something's wrong with that, right? As I said, I ain't dressing to impress nobody. I roll for myself, and nothing wrong with that. Again, nothing wrong with that. That's for men and women. Nothing wrong with that. If you are comfortable being musty, go every day, right?
Live your best
Sorry.
mustiness.
If you let me not say musty. If you are comfortable dressing for yourself and you aren't trying to impress anybody, that's fine, right? There are shoes that will boost you 2 to 3 inches, says Ruben. Gotta get a couple of them. As it says, things musty men does have and does kill in droves. Yeah, but they got saying there's some other stuff going on with them men too. Right? We see it when the block men all the time. And you also gotta look at the kind of women that them men put in, right? Nikita, I meant more based on the analysis that went into the article as opposed to observational. Okay. Antisocial, good to see you, my brother. Good to see you. Good to have you back in the house. Red Men been out of stuff for a while. Condolences, bro.
Yeah, man.
Mike Seeley. This is my guy, Michael Seeley. This is Mark's dad. Shout out to Michael watching and tuning in.
Shout out, Mike, man. Michael,
Interesting discussion. He says, keep up the positive work we intend to. Thank you so much, Mike. Appreciate it. Antisocial, oh no, y'all misogynists aren't supposed to do that. Yeah, that's how it goes. You know, it is. Yeah, misogynist, right? True.
Yeah. Well, well, yeah, Kevin, that's true. I see Kevin, Blockman is both buying girls. You know, but you see, we talked about this in the previous space, the previous podcast. We were like, danger, danger. We've been like danger. So women, they got some women that like a man to run in the house and say, "Oh, this little fight bike, oh, this little piece here." You know what I mean? If the police ask, I've been here all night. Some women want that. Some
rest at your floorboards.
Yeah. Put this on your mattress. Some women like that. I don't know what to tell those women. I would say that you gotta know how you want to sleep when night come. There's a song called "Gunman in Your Hole." Didn't like that.
And it's a huge tune.
It's a broad tune. So, in my estimation, if that's the life you want to live, that's the life you want to live. But I think most people, our demographic for this podcast is between like late 20s to late 20s and up. And I think generally speaking, the people that come into this podcast, they're looking for a bit of stability when it comes to the men that they choose. Well, stability from the standpoint of not having to deal with the police and court and the bailiff and them sort of things, right? So, with that being said, just remember, gentlemen specifically, I want it to be known here, right? Men that are looking for women, make sure that you're presentable and make sure, don't pick a style, do not pick a fashion, do not pick a trend, do not pick something that when you get the woman, you can't maintain it, you know. Don't go and buy a Tom Ford suit. Don't go and buy, as they say, Isimiyaki. Don't go and buy, you know, a $1,000 suit or $1,000, you know, a pair of Yeezys or whatever, whatever the clothes or whatever. Don't go and buy expensive clothing, and then now you scotch him and the woman like you for the Yeezys and like you for the Tom Ford. You can't match that. Yeah. As I just given a heads up. Those that like t-shirts, especially comfortable t-shirts, Upbeat is undefeated. Can't cost
undefeated.
Right. Can't cost you more than $20-$30, right? For a t-shirt, right? If you like brand name, you know, you can find brand name. Depending on what it is, you can find it. H&M, to me, H&M, some people say it's brand, some people say it's cheap. To me, I find them just very right. As I get older, the generic brands, the brands that just fit me well and that cheap,
comfortable,
I love. I just get the brand name places and I get the clearance easily. I ain't gonna lie to you. I just get the brand name, getting clearance. See, saying up to 40, 50, 60% off, and they buying that. Then people look at the tag and say, "Child boy, man, you're wearing brand." I say, "Man, you know what it is." Shit. And you know that this cost me a fraction of what it costs. Who paying $250 for a t-shirt in these times? Not me. So just make sure, gentlemen, that whatever you wear, whatever your fashion sense is, whatever your style is, make sure that when you dress, when you see the woman that you want, the woman that can be down for you, make sure that. And I know a lot of people say, "Man, I want a woman to judge me on how I look. I want a woman to love me for me and this and that and next and third. I know some people out there saying that, right? I want them to love me for this and that and next and third. You can get to that. You can get to that. We're talking down the road. But to get to the door, person gotta see what you look like.
Yeah.
Was
Facts.
Yeah.
Relationships generally go like, from attraction to seduction to comfort. That's how it goes. You gotta be attracted first, then you gotta try to get with the body through the seduction part, and then you get to a level where you're comfortable with the person. You know what I mean? So it can work in reverse order. That's how men get tricked and get that, because men be like, yeah, I want to establish rapport and get this woman comfortable with me and stuff like that. But there's no sexual tension, no sexual urgency, because women are feeling you like that.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to be able to create that attraction first. Was the easiest way to do it? Look good. Look good. That's half the battle. Sorry, yeah, go ahead.
And just so, because there's something to be said, right? There's something to be said. When you going out, you look in the mirror and you say, yeah, boy.
Shorty.
I like bar. I might not know what the hell they're talking about. I might not know nothing for nothing, but I like part. I think that goes a long way to help you in certain social situations, especially if you go on a date or anything like that. It really helps for you to look the part. Me personally, I like the preppy look. I got my golf shorts. I got my my little chinos and stuff like that. I got thing, but that's me. That's just I got a style that I believe can wear anywhere. And I think it's best to choose a style that could wear anywhere for you too. Just don't be dressing like you're going to skate rink, or you going to, with the young people that's good, you going to, I know. But yeah, it's important, and groom yourself, take care of yourself, take care of your nails, take care of your, because and this took me a long time in my adulthood to understand, right? Like, you gotta invest in certain types of things to take care of yourself. Take care of your nails. Me personally, I am big on the manicure pedicure thing. I got this thing with people touching up my feet. A little phobia. I don't really like people touching up my feet. But I still make sure I ain't got some claws or anything. So in the bedroom, I try to, moisturize as much as possible. Make sure that you shave and take care of yourself and stuff like that. Once you're in a healthy space, once you're in a good space and everything like that, take care of yourself. Ain't nothing wrong with taking care of yourself. Ain't nothing wrong with it smelling good. Ain't nothing wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with a bathroom full of products now. 5 years ago, I had soap and water in bed. Bathroom full of products now, right?
Correct. That stuff is important, man. I'll share a story with you, right? I remember that I had a guy, right? I gotta be very careful with this story so that I don't give away too much of it. But there was a guy, right, who he was home washing his car, and he remembered that he had somewhere to be, right? So after he was finished washing the car, he got in the car. I bet we were supposed to go, right? Now, I know what you need, but for me, anytime I wash a car, I sweat. Right?
Wait, you mean the man in bed? He might just get in the car.
He finished washing the car, got in it, went to his destination, right? And I was saying to myself, no. When he got to where he was going, he had a rip in his pants. Not a hole, a rip in his pants, right? And I'm saying to myself, how does a man, a grown man, he say, you know what? I am here sweating and musty, but I am going to leave my house looking all torn asunder. I could not figure how that would register to somebody. And he was going somewhere else on another occasion, and he wanted to get a ride from a guy. And the guy was in the gap, right? And he said to the guy, but I can't come to you in the gap. No, because I look homeless. No, you look homeless, but you left home like that. You know what I mean? So always dress to ensure that you can. Arturo Toppin is a guy that anytime you see him, right? Anything you see Arturo Tappe, he looks like he's either about to go to or just came from a show. Always well dressed, you know what I mean? And that's something that I've kind of taken from him as a good guy, right? It's like, you know, dress the part, dress for the job you want. If you want people to take you seriously, you gotta dress seriously. You know, you carry yourself seriously. And clearly we see it here now based on the research and all that, the observable realities. It's facts. This is stuff that, you know, make you more attractive to the people that you want to get with. Because any day people men and women want to have relationships. They want to be with each other. And you got to find ways to facilitate that. Right? You can't just say, well, yeah, take me as I have flaws and all. Because shoot, fellas, we don't want to hear that from the women. We don't want to take that flaws. We don't want to hear that flaws and all things from the women. So fellas, we got to make sure that we come in correct.
Yep, I see my man Kwame, the Black Samurai.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, shout out Kwame. Romel Hall offering some words of wisdom.
Yeah, take care of your feet. Men, I used to balk at the idea of manicures, but since going through the pains of getting an ingrown toenail due to negligence, not no more. Correct. Brian says a man may not be a Brad Pitt, but a well-dressed man and confidence goes a long way.
Mm-hmm.
Where we are going back just a little bit. Aston says you ain't sure bro and musty, but mouthpiece working. Why do the bro and musty man with a mouthpiece get through? Because humor is a proxy for intelligence. And intelligence.
Aye, boy.
So the man that can talk it, that man can always get through. All right. If you get that man the opportunity to talk, that man can get through. But the challenge is because of things like social media now and this still dating acting, is swipe left, swipe right. Then a chance for that man to talk. So that man rule out now. That man struggling, right? First one, for getting them petties regularly, have a whole self-care routine. Correct. Big respects for that. Kevin says he is a savage. Never know where you will end up. Yeah. Clients watch you as well. Amen. So I know a couple of the men here got their own little side hustles and stuff like that. Dress in case you run into a client. Look at it that way. If you run into a client when you left home, for example, is a man in big pen slippers, right? I wear slippers to my car, right? From my door to my car, because generally speaking, I don't walk about barefoot like that. So I wear slippers from my car, from my door to my car. But if I'm getting out, generally speaking, if I get out my car for anything else, I put on a pair of shoes, I roll. You know what I mean? So I ain't a big slippers man like that. I never feel like if I'm fully dressed in a pair of slippers.
But you know,
that's just me.
You know, it's funny, right? I can share this with you. I've recently cut down my wearing of slippers to if I get no spikes down just to pick it saying that's different, right?
Yeah.
But
that's you buy her.
Yeah, but if I'm leaving the great parish in St. Peter, well, no, that's not true. But if I going out, if I going like to a lime or something like that, I've found myself not wearing slippers, and this because of you, to be honest, because I've noticed like you know, over the years and stuff like that. I can't remember the last time I see Darren in a pair of slippers. Like I remember like you would wear slippers like after basketball or stuff like that. But in terms of like going out
to my car,
to like going out, I've never seen you in a pair of slippers. And I say, you know what? And that's another thing, man. You know, there is nothing wrong in watching how other men do it if you're trying to kind of get an understanding of how things done. You know, like it's just I observe that Darren don't wear slippers when he go. I say, you know, well, why am I wearing slippers going out like that? You know what I mean? Invest in some footwear and just keep it pushing. You know what I mean?
Yep. My stepdad hated my sister's boyfriend because he always wore slippers and board shorts. Yeah, he wasn't dressed. So your stepdad is understanding how be careful here. How am I supposed to carry yourself? Your stepdad ain't gonna be cool with that. Right?
And let me also point out too. So when we were younger, right? I used to men into basketball, men wearing basketball jerseys, men wearing
Yeah.
basketball shorts.
Basketball shorts.
I remember
yeah.
used to get a fets and thing in basketball.
That was my uniform.
Yeah. I cannot imagine. like
Not understand.
I can't imagine like going to a fete, going to a party, going to a line, going to a function, right? That is nothing to do with sports. And even then, I can't imagine wearing like a jersey and a basketball shorts. I can't imagine.
Yeah. You see, at the end of the day, gracefully surrender the things of youth. You come to a point where, and oddly enough, there's something that the great Kevin Samuels had challenges with as well. He got a lot of pushback for telling me, yeah, left foot Jordans. Man was like, what do you mean they can't wear Jordans? I won't be so
No, you can wear Jordans. Like
yeah, you know,
yeah.
depending on what the occasion is.
And
you know what I mean?
and not only that, that's why I made it a point to say earlier. Because there is you could be trendy with it. So like you can wear. I've seen men wear suits, nice fitted, tailored suits. I have on the appropriate color or whatever pair of Jordans, right?
And it works.
And it works, right? You're gonna, let's say, an olive green suit. You got Jordans to match that or whatever, depending on who you are and who you want to carry yourself, who you want to portray. Yeah. And it comes down to your personality as well, right? Because
but you see, Neil, I think it's more important about what you're trying to portray. Because if you're trying to be taken seriously, there was an artist here, right? Matthew Knowles, Beyonce's dad, came here to do a workshop some years ago, right? And there was an artist who turned up dressed like an artist. Again, that's the term we use. Dressed like an artist. And Matthew Knowles, when that artist got to the microphone, he was like, I can't take you seriously because you look like a clown.
Yeah, and that, you see, and that's I'm glad you bring that up, right? Because fashion is such, like, there's such a razor edge when it comes to fashion, right? Because I have seen, I don't know who has Pinterest or whatever, but I got my Pinterest, I got my styles or whatever like that, and I see men that wear suits, brilliantly made and tailored suits, and they're wearing Jordans or they're wearing like a pair of, well, usually Jordans. People wearing Jordans, various types and whatever, and they look really good. And these men look like if they entered a room, they would command it. Not saying that. But for me, I think there's certain, like, basically what I'm saying, when you say like look like a clown, there are some people that if they wear certain things, that like what can work for you. Like I saw you wear on Saturday, you had on, I like the shirt you had on, and you had on a pair of boots, no socks or no show socks, right, with a short pants.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could carry that style, right? I think that if I think if I were to carry it, I would look stupid. Right? But it works for you. If you understand what I'm saying. There are certain styles that I'm sure if you wore that, out or whatever, then be like, yeah, he looked fashionable, he looked trendy or whatever. For me, it'd be like he looked like Puss in Boots. Right? You go on there, big stompers, bony legs and whatever. You have to dress.
Like you're standing in a plant pot.
Exactly. You have to dress. You have to you gotta know how you gotta look at styles and see what works for you. And I'm glad that comes up because I think this goes for men and women. In every style and fashion that for you. In everything that call to you. You know what I mean? Suits and Jordans may look good on me. Suits and Jordans ain't gonna look good on Derek. You understand me? Like Derek may have a more classic look to him. I may have a more contemporary look to me. Not saying that I can't dress classic, not saying Derek can't dress contemporary, but at the end of the day, if we were to come in the room wearing certain styles and colors and fashion or whatever, then we'd be like, what the hell these two men here dressing like? So it's very important for you. And you gotta know for you. You gotta know for your personality. You gotta know what speaks to you. Men and women. Because you don't want to look like a clown. You don't want to look like a clown. You don't want to wear something and when you out and about, people like, smile. Like I have never ever been able to wear my hat backwards. Yeah, you're wearing a nice cap or whatever, but you see like wearing the cap backward or, twist up or whatever.
It just don't work for me.
I don't know if it's my head size. I don't know if it's my face. I don't know. It never worked for me. Just like certain frames. Certain frames don't work with certain faces. You gotta know what speaks to you.
Yeah, and that's experimentation too. And at some point you gotta say, you know what? after you work out who you are and you can your own personal fashion sense and all that there, then it's a matter of saying, well, yeah, you know, just rock this, you know. By the end of the day, we could come all the way back to the point, folks. You have to look good in order to attract the opposite sex. There are no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Unfortunately, many men don't seem to be concerned with looking or smelling good. There's just roll the bed, and however it come out, it come out. And a lot of women now kind of going down that way. We can clamp some hair and nails on it, and we can ignore the rest. You know what I mean?
Yo, I'm glad you bring that up, right? I live just outside Spikestown. So the neighborhood I live, people go past me to anytime you leave in this neighborhood, you go past my house, and they got a little track at the side of my house. Whenever you go on, anybody leaving this neighborhood, going on this Spikestown past my house, how many women? I talk little girls, you know, women, hard back, grown women. I see past my house wearing bonnets and fuzzy slippers. They down in Spikestown.
It's par for the course, man. It's par for the course.
Yo, I could never, ever. You think, and here's the thing, right? This is gonna sound bad, but I don't care. You think one ever make a come and say, "Tom, man, ain't give me time of day, ain't give me a shot."
But it is what it is.
Not me.
It is what it is.
Not me.
It is what it is. If
You
you
could
like
look-
that, you're like that.
You could look as good as you could look as good on the date. You could look as good as however you look. Eva Mendes herself walked past my house and go on a bonnet and fuzzy slippers. I'd be like, Eva, whew, that's a Ryan
Come on,
Gosling
man.
problem. That's a Ryan
You know,
Gosling problem.
you think about it. You know you think about it.
Nah, man. Nah, Derek. Well, not. I would think about it in a casual sense. I would not think about that to make my wife. I would not think about her as wife material.
Yo, folks, it is 9:31. 29 minutes to the hour of 10 in Barbados, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean. You are indeed watching the Senate podcast here on YouTube. Hit the like button for us. Get those likes up. That is the price of admission. We truly appreciate you being here with us tonight. Y'all have sent us a very controversial piece of content. We are going to do a short for you. Neil is going to edit it up quick, and get that drop for you tomorrow. Putting a little bit of pressure, my brother, because you've sent it so many times.
No problem.
Divers upon divers of times you've sent this piece of content. So Neil and I are going to check out here. We are going to review that content for you and get it back to you. Before we push off, let me just dive into the chat here a little bit. Rian says they are fashionable flip-flops. I beg to differ. I don't knock them. Depends on the occasion. There was a guy I was studying with who wanted to perform in Crocs, and the man told him point blank no. Anyhow, Ramel says, my father always used to tell me to dress appropriately when I leave home, because although you might want to do a quick dash into the supermarket, you may run into one of your students and their parent. Correct.
And
you never know.
Well, that has happened to me. I didn't run into students and parents, but I ran into a good-looking woman that I had my eye on before her. That has happened to me before, and I was like,
and you run all the way through.
God
Hey.
damn it.
He's like, hey,
How you doing?
how you doing?
I good, you know.
Yeah. I look tore from the floor up, but I'm all right. Yeah. Rihanna says fashion is a very subjective thing. Yes, it is. Agreed. Remember, if you step out the house dressed well, even if it's just to the supermarket, leave out the slippers, guys. Buy a pair of shoes. It ain't gonna be expensive shoes. Getting up pay less and got them cheap. Yeah. Care them well though. A friend of mine, nails, lashes, hair, clothes, always on point. Not been to, oh dear. Lee. Oh man. So Lee, let me just ask Lee, how do you know that she hasn't been to the dentist in years? Is this something that you can just identify by looking, or is it the wafture of the fumes emanating from her mouth that would indicate to you that she hasn't been to the dentist?
Halitosis, man.
Please, Lee, let us know in the comments before we sign out of here. Yes, folks, it is 9:33 in Barbados and the rest of the Eastern Caribbean. We are due for some bad weather, it seems. So hang in there, you know.
Some people don't have
sure
electricity in Barbados.
Already. So make sure that you are well prepared. Got your water on hand, got your canned foods on hand. This is the only time we buy tuna, corned beef, and sardines. But make sure you got them things. Make sure you got your batteries, everything, folks. feel free to watch over old episodes of the Senate podcast. We try to bring some real information to you guys. It's a real thinking person's podcast, so you can tune in, review some of the old stuff, review some old shorts. The shorts tend to be hilarious more often than not. So you can review those if indeed we are on a bit of a shutdown tomorrow because of the inclement weather. Hey, Neil and I don't make it the rules. We just make sure you know what they are. Yeah, you can ignore reality or you won't, but you cannot ignore the consequences of ignoring reality. Be the best version of you for you. We're going to see you all again very soon. And please remember, we're still in the COVID environment. So we're going to see you all again very soon. Peace.